What's up, Nerd Fam? Nerdy Jace here, and I'm back with a new What's in the Box video. What's in the Box is my version of a pickups vid, whether it's local stores, online, eBay, Kickstarters, gifts from friends, family, whatever. Show it off, talk a little bit about it, maybe get you jealous, or at least pique your interest to where you want to maybe dive into whatever it is also. And yeah, today's video got, again, a little bit of everything. Got some apparel, some apparel, lots of movies, and I got some vinyl this time. So, you know the drill, grab you something to drink, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So first up, it's going to be the apparel. And yeah, it's a wrestling shirt. This is the first wrestling shirt I've gotten in a couple years, because I want to say the last one I got was, my now useless AEW House of Black shirt for Malachi Black. He's no longer with the company, and again, it's whatever. They did fuck all with him. He didn't help matters with, being injured and allegedly being hard to deal with backstage, yada yada. So I've kind of, lost. He lost a lot of luster with me. And actually, this will be the first WWE, ding ding ding, WWE shirt that I've gotten in probably 7 or 8 years. Well, yeah, that's about right. And if you know from some of my community posts, should be no surprise, I got a Penta shirt. Again, Penta is his, WWE name. And again, this shirt is freaking awesome looking. All of his shirts so far, well, his first wave of shirts are awesome. They have some newer ones now. They're more kid-oriented. I don't like them. But his first wave, and plus his mask, they have his mask for sale too. I almost got that. Not gonna lie. I almost got his mask also. But yeah, he's been with the company for about a month, give or take at this point. Love Penta. Again, I knew him from as Pentagon in Lucha Underground, and he did indie stuff, did some, I think, New Japan. He might have been in TNA Ring of Honor briefly. I'm not sure on that, but I'm mostly known from Lucha Underground. Oh, he did a bunch of like AAA stuff in Mexico, but then joined AEW with his brother Phoenix, and I've loved him ever since Lucha Underground. He's just so freaking cool, with his moveset, his look. He'll tweak his look a little bit. There for a while at AEW, had a Joker-esque look to it, to his get-up and everything. Charisma through what he does, all that. The only criticism I have with him would be his catchphrase, Cero Miedo. Like, he would spam the fuck out of that in like ECW in AEW or whatever. For the most part, he's dialed that back from the few matches and stuff I've seen in AEW or WWE. Jesus Christ. But again, big fan of Penta, and again, looking forward to having him on my GM in July when his DOC pack becomes available. But again, I love this shirt. The black one that also dropped at the same time as this one, I liked it as well, but I have so many damn black shirts from like my Fright Rags stuff, and band tees are always fucking black. I wanted something different, so again, that caught my eye. I think they have hoodies also with that design and everything. So again, really like that shirt. And of course, I got an eye roll and a, a little snicker from my wife, but she indulges my uh male soap opera. uh all right, so next up we're going to go into some movies. So I got a stack right, y'all. First up among them is a trauma-esque film. Again, it was a do-it-yourself kind of thing, an up-and-coming filmmaker. You know, Andy Signor and T.J. Nordacker. Andy, I guess, wrote, starred, and directed this. It's The Janitor. So yes, again, shout out to my friend Travis. So he initially showed me this like years and years ago when way back when we worked together. So basically, what we would do is, and we went to school together also. So we would basically just give each other stacks of movies to watch. Whether it's something stupid, fucked up, totally awesome, whatever. Because we both have kind of the same taste in movies, but he let me borrow this, and then I eventually got a copy. And at some point, I don't know what happened. I don't. Maybe I lost my copy when I moved, but I never did go back and get this until recently. And again, it's in the same vein as Trauma, very kind of gritty. Again, do it yourself. No, with limited budget kind of thing. And actually, Lloyd Kaufman has a bit part in this movie. So yeah, it's an epic of custodial proportions. So basically, it's a horror comedy, like a lot of Trauma stuff is. And premise is dumb. Lionel is a custodian, looking for something better, and he also has like serial killer tendencies or whatever, because he's just been crapped on all his life. So somebody goes to make fun of him or whatnot, and then he kind of snaps and kills them in very inventive ways. And eventually he gets a job offer at a local sorority. So as he's going to take that, his mentor kind of sneaks in, snatches it from him, and they have a little vendetta going on. So they have an epic battle, whatever. So again, you don't think too much about it. You just go to be entertained from the blood, the guts, the gratuitous violence and nudity and all that stuff. Again, just take it with a grain of salt. Just enjoy the ride. Again, if you're a fan of Trauma films, this is up there, right there with it. So again, The Janitor, cool. Next up, this one was an early gift because my birthday was recent. This was an early birthday gift from my wife, and again, as you all know, or you should know by now, if you don't, I don't know what else to tell you, but my love of John Carpenter, and one of the films that I've never seen. I just kept putting it off, never watching it, and then when I go to watch it, it would be unavailable or whatever. Finally, I guess my wife got tired of hearing me bitch about it. I don't know, but sale came up, and she got me Assault on Precinct 13. So this is a Scream Factory release, and this is John Carpenter's second feature film. His first was a sci-fi flick called Dark Star, and then he did this. And then off of the success and popularity of this movie, then he went on to do Halloween, and so on and so forth. But again, very small cast. Basically, this new police chief or whatever, he's new to the area, to the LA area. He's going to precinct 13 to oversee the final days of the precinct being closed down. Meanwhile, so there's what would be less than a skeleton crew, whatever that is, that's what he has. And basically, he just has to, oversee the next like 12 hours. Now, having said that, in the meantime, a gang of thugs called Street Thunder, they're just going around causing madness, and they end up killing a guy's little daughter and the ice cream vendor, where she was getting an ice cream cone. Her dad, sees that, snaps, takes the vendor's gun, goes on hunts the guys that were in the car down, starts trying to kill them, gets a couple of them, and then the rest of the gang are chasing his ass. And he goes to Precinct 13, and then basically it's just an all-out war for the next, however many hours until, the next day. So very, very nice, tight-knit, kind of claustrophobic set. Again, you're right there for the most part. That's your main area, and then just kind of the back and forth action and all that. So very, very good. I'm glad I finally have this in my collection, especially my John Carpenter collection. There's several more of his that I need to add back into my collection, and might pop up on a future video. All right, next up I got another Vestron Blu-ray release. This is Waxwork and Waxwork 2. So again, Vestrum, they also do the kind of cult movies. Their first one, and they also have their releases numbered. So this is their third release. I want to say their first one, which is in my collection, is Chopping Mall. Blood Diner's in there, which I have that. There's a few more there's I have, but picked up this because Julie and I, we watched Waxwork. That's a great movie. That stars Zach Gilligan, who we know from Gremlins 2. Deborah Foreman, who was in Valley Girl. She was also in, was it April Fool's Day? And of course, the late great David Warner. He's phenomenal in any role he's in. So he's actually the Waxwork owner. Waxwork 2 I haven't watched yet. And I want to say the only returning character from in Waxwork 2 is Zach Gilligan. Deborah, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was a scheduling issue or she just wasn't interested. She didn't come back to reprise her role in part 2, but again, very cool to have in the collection. Oh, I know what it was. The Silent Night, Deadly Night. It was like 3, 4, and 5. That's also a Vestron release. But anywho, Waxwork, like I highly recommend at least Waxwork 1. Basically, it's like 4 or 5 movies in one, because I don't want to give away too much, but the exhibits in the Wax Museum or whatever, they're not what they appear to be, and you basically get transported to whatever scenario's going on in there. So it's kind of like a bunch of little mini movies in the overall picture with this, and the effects are great. Again, highly recommend that. At some point, wifey and I will watch part 2, see how it holds up, and yeah, check it out. Then I got, again, Blu-ray copies of Night of the Demons 2 and 3. So again, Night of the Demons 1, classic 80s horror film, great movie, great effects in that. It has everything you want in a horror, an 80s horror film. Part 2 is definitely better than part 3. Not as good as part 1, but it's also enjoyable. Angela, her character comes back. They use the same house that they do in part 1, and her sister, Angela's sister, is having basically nightmares of Angela herself, coming in to get her, killing her in various ways, and her friends, basically her roommates at this Christian school that they're at, they trick her into coming with them to the same house, and they inadvertently, prior to that, release Angela's spirit because she's kind of caught in limbo at that house with the demon possession and everything. But again, awesome practical effects in this, great creature designs and stuff. Angela has a few extra transformations that look great. For the most part, characters are enjoyable. What's her name? Zoe Trilling. I think that's, yeah, Zoe Trilling. She's the bitch character in this one, so she gets kind of grating, but other characters are great in that. Amelia Kincaid, of course, reprises her role as Angela. We have a young Christine Taylor in this movie. So, like, I knew Christine from the Nickelodeon series Hey Dude. So, she did that. I think the entire series with that. She had a little random roles on TV shows. Night of the Demons 2, I want to say, is like either her second or third film. She did Calendar Girl with Jason Priestley. She did some like Billy Blank's movie, where Billy Blank's, he's like a janitor or something at school who used to be in the army, whatever. He knows how to take care of himself with martial arts. He tutors the bully kid, blah 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 blah. We got that genre movie was a dime a dozen in the early 90s, so that was one of them. And I think she did this after that, and then went on to do like The Craft and so on and so forth, Brady Bunch movies. But yeah, highly recommend Nine Demons 2. Nine Demons 3, however, this was straight to video, and it shows it's not very good. Let's just get to it. It's not very good. Amelia Kincaid, of course, again, is back as Angela, and yeah, you can tell straight to DVD, just production values. Like the opening sequence is fucking awful. It's that shitty 90s computer generated CGI stuff that everybody was experimenting on at the time because of Jurassic Park, Terminator 2. So everybody's like, oh, we gotta do that, we gotta do that. Well, no, you don't, because if you're not gonna do it well, then or at least halfway decent, don't even try. So I think they were trying to mimic the opening for Nine of the Demons 1, because that had like an animated beginning also, but that was hand-drawn stuff. This was just computer generated crap, and it went on for way too fucking long. A lot of the special effects were CGI and not very good. The cast overall is fucking, you don't care about them. They're awful. The only, so the main protagonist, she's not bad. And her friend's not bad either. But then towards the end, she's kind of has like they didn't develop her character a whole lot, so you just kind of get this flip real quick. So she's all right. The rest of the cast is, you don't give a shit about them. You're like, yes, when is Angela going to brutally kill them? Having said that, though, the only character that's really likable is the cliched police lieutenant or whatever, who this is his last 4, 5, 6 hours left before his retirement, but he still kind of takes on this case because they're leading up to the events at Hill House, which again they don't use the same house again. It's a totally different house, so that kind of takes you out of it also. Um, and what's his name? His name is Vlasta Varana. I don't know a whole lot about him. I haven't looked him up or anything. Pretty much, he's the only really enjoyable character throughout the entire film. But again, if you need to, if you're curious, I mean, I would say rent it, or if it's very cheap and you want to complete your collection like I did, check it out, grab it then. But as a whole, this doesn't do much for the series. 1 and 2 are all you need, and the remake that came out. When did that come out? Sometime in the 2010s, I think it was. That's decent. That's kind of the retelling of the original, but yeah, this one's kind of passable. And last up on the movie front is the Arrow 4K release of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or Frankenstein, that stars Robert De Niro, Kenneth Branagh, I don't know how you say his last name, Helena Bonham Carter's in it, Sir Ian Holm is in it also, so great cast. Kenneth directed and of course stars in this. Did he write it also? Francis Ford Coppola helped produce it. No, he didn't do the screenplay. He just directed and starred in it. So he plays Victor. Robert De Niro is the creature, and this is, well, I'll just show you that. This is a very good movie. Great production value. This is, to date, from the top of my head, still the closest adaptation from Mary Shelley's book. So they put a lot of other little scenes that were in the book into this movie, unlike the Universal classic Frankenstein movies. Young Frankenstein added more, a little bit more bits than the Universal film did, but this is probably the best adaptation that I've seen of Mary Shelley's book. And again, great visuals, great script, great cast. You might remember, I remember Kenneth as Professor Gilderoy Lockhart in Chamber of Secrets. But he's been in a bunch of other stuff. He was on Broadway and things like that too. So again, great film, and again, Arrow Video, they put out great releases. Again, you know how much I love them and harp on them. So again, give that a check out. Check it out if you haven't seen it before. All right, now to round out this video, again, got some vinyl. First up is Matt Berry, Heard Noises. So Matt Berry is a very talented fellow. Again, actor, singer, and you should know him from his shows. Toast of London. He was in The IT Crowd. What We Do in the Shadows. Of course, it's Laszlo Cravensworth. And again, in all these shows and stuff, oh, and of course, Dark Place. I love Dark Place. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. So he has that big theater booming voice and mannerisms, and he sings and all that stuff too. So we came across this at one of our local record shops, and I mean, he has a bunch of albums, but this was his latest one. And as you can see on the back here, it's just kind of a bunch of stuff that he's starred in, as props and stuff. And this we've listened to the first side. We haven't listened to the second side of this, but it reminds me of like a 60s, 70-ish kind of folky rock kind of vibe. So different, but still very enjoyable. And then I got the latest Body Count album, Merciless. So Body Count is Ice-T's rap metal group. So yeah, they're very good, have great sound. And again, you know, it's Ice-T, so he's going to have some kind of message and stuff in a lot of his songs. His cover of Comfortably Numb, which David Gilmour actually plays guitar on, has a powerful message in that. And again, I wanted to get some Body Count in my collection for a while. I still would like their, you know, debut Cop Killer, but sadly that's never going to happen because, again, Tipper Gore and all that crap back in you know, the early 90s, pretty much can't find the original release that has the full songs stuff on that. But this is very cool. Again, something I've been meaning to add for a while. Again, you got him fucking up a clan member right there, so hell yeah. And lastly, I added something else to my old school hip hop collection because I've been wanting to, again, increase my hip hop and rap, my old school hip hop and rap for a while, and one of them is this Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, The Message. Again, 1982 classic hip hop album, pretty much a must-have if you're a fan of early hip hop, well, just hip hop in general. And again, the title song, The Message, you know, great song. Again, just has a great sound. Lyrics, you know, are out there talking about the struggles and stuff like that. And again, just kind of paved a way for a lot of the artists that, you know, we grew up with, and, you know, they influenced. So again, very cool to have this in the collection also. And again, to up my hip hop albums, or my hip hop genre in general. But there you have it, folks. That is going to end this edition of What's in the Box. Thank you for joining me as always. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, leave comments. And until next time, Nerd Fam, Nerd Jace, out.